Hey, hey. Hope y'all can hear me. Just waiting for Mark to let me go live. We'll get things started. Yeah. Almost time. Mark's ranting about potatoes. Yo, am I live? Oh shit, I'm live. I'm live. Oh god. All right, y'all. I don't know what Mark's saying right now, but let's get into this shit. Yeah, so I'm a little nervous. I hope everything sounds good out there. Hope my shaky camera work doesn't fuck with you too much. Yeah, a little shaky with the camera. But yeah, I wanted to go live, y'all, because I just thought it would be a cool idea um, to, like, what would you say, just be more in person, be here. Like, I feel like I'm chilling with y'all in my studio right now. It's cool as fuck. Um, so I've been sitting home alone all day fucking long, waiting for this to start and stuff. So, unfortunately, I got pretty fucking baked today. So please forgive me. Yeah. But anyways, let me show you what I got going on in this room. I'm lucky enough to have a room that I can dedicate to my little fucking music space here. So that's cool. And, I think, Roger just put me in there. It's like my pacifier to get me out of his fucking hair, but. So starting back over here, check it out. This is some artwork that I just put up. It's, shit that inspires me. I think Mark would recognize this guy here. That's the Super Booth poster that Alan Crawford surprised us all with after Super Booth. And you can see everybody that signed it, Fanatic 12,000, fucking Alan, myself, all the cunts that were at the Super Booth Clown Army meetup. That was a real epic fucking time for me, y'all. Uh, Real fucking epic, man. Just to meet everybody, Mark, Fanatic, Alan, got to meet Sarah Summers, Professor Dick to beat, Paul Flanger, all of these cunts, man. It was cool. It was really cool. So I wanted to put that up in the studio because it inspires my ass. Of course, we got Sarah in the middle here. I picked this up when I got her hardcore album. I got down there. Uh, Wanted to put it up because over the last year or so, I really got to know Sarah pretty well and stuff, and we're pretty good friends or whatnot. And she is just a powerhouse. She is nothing but inspiration. Nothing but inspiration. I mean, one of the hardest working people I've ever met. One of the hardest working people I ever met. So, uh, yeah, I put that up there. Of course, Metropolis. Just one of my favorite sci-fi movies, and it looks fucking cool. Cool little Berlin skyline. Moving down here, I got a crappy Casio electric keyboard. I don't even know what it's called, but I got a crappy Casio electric keyboard. This side of the room is just kind of the collect all. Just putting shit over there to get it out of the way. Got that sucker for free. Got my old APC Mini. Retired that when I got this bad boy. And I got my turntable over here, what I call the Deck of Legends. So A little while ago, I've been asking all these cunts to give me stickers and shit, and they've been giving me fucking stickers, and so I slap them on the deck of Legend. I would have filled this deck up, y'all, so if y'all got stickers, send them my way. Yeah, so of course I got my little record collection and CD collection. Most of this shit down here that you see is like shit I inherited. I've just recently started going down the rabbit hole of actually buying vinyl. And so wish me luck, y'all. Wish me luck. But yeah, I recently just picked up the Sarah Summers hardcore album. That's a sick album if y'all haven't heard it. You could pick it up on her website, Sarah Summers Music. But yeah, I got everything in here from disco, techno, fucking electro, you name it, classic rock, classical music, everything. I can't turn down free records. Uh, Moving over here, this is a cool little portrait that Sergio Murto, I think his name, he made for me. That's my fucking profile picture on Facebook, and I kind of half jokingly said, "Hey man, you should do a portrait of me." And he was like, "Okay." And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, "What's your address?" I'm like, "What? For real?" So much love to my man there for making that for me. That shit's cool as fuck, man. Uh, there's a few little trinkets over here. Of course, my main man, Fanatic 12,000, F12K, showing that love. Little beautiful postcard from Cowbellistan. Special cowboy, cowbell, sent to me from my man, Fanatic 12,000. And of course, the tiny bells. Down here, you'll see this is the instruments. This is the drums that every single transatlantic funk track was ever made of. This is the real stuff. When you listen to that, that's what you're hearing right there, bro. So, yeah. Let's make our way over here. This room kind of actually serves, as you could tell, like a dog pen slash Eric studio. Like, that's where Sydney sits and rolls his eyes when I'm making shitty music. Got all of his babies and shit up in there. Moving on over here by the window. It's kind of like right now a little microphone setup I got going on. I got this big ass clunky microphone. Fucker always wants to fall over. Um, of course, over here I got the VT4 and this little Akai MIDI keyboard. Use this for a lot of vocoder effects when I'm, recording vocals and shit. Real fun. People give this guy a lot of shit, but it's real fun. Real fun. Of course, we got Justin Bieber, Lil JB here, hanging out, giving me some support in the studio. Little known fact about Mark Gardner. His favorite musician is actually the Biebs. It's actually the Biebs. So anytime he makes a track, he keeps Justin Bieber in the back of his mind, as inspiration. That's where he draws it from right there, the Biebs. Down here you'll see a little MIDI keyboard. I got that sucker for like 20 bucks at a thrift store randomly. Turned out to be a good find because it's got MIDI out, MIDI in, MIDI through, so can do a lot of that. Really helpful when I'm like trying to write, MIDI parts and shit. Little mixer up here. This guy ultimately is going to be a sub mixer that's going to connect that side of the room with everything on this side of the room one day. One day it's going to be a sub mixer. I'm still working on this side of the room. I want to get another turntable up in that bitch. And a legitimate mixer and stuff, and kind of have like a DJ stand over there. And of course, more synthesizers, synthesizers. Hey, Justin, how you doing? You keeping it cool today, bro? So yeah, moving right along to my humble setup. This is pretty much what I make all of my music on right now. I know Mark's been going on about it doesn't matter, and I agree 100%. It doesn't matter how you make your music. It's just, make the fucking music, right? Whatever draws your inspiration. But for me, in my ADD, I'm moving more towards hardware stuff because I can't. I lose track when I'm fucking around in Ableton, and next thing you know, I'm down 17 rabbit holes. There's too many options in Ableton. With the hardware stuff I got here, it gives me like X, Y, this is your parameters to play with. That's your parameters, so it's limited, so I stay on track because the ADD is strong in this model. Yeah. So I have I guess you call it like a hybrid setup going on here. Um, I do minimal programming inside of Ableton, and let me pull Ableton up real quick. Minimal programming inside of Ableton, doing a lot of my writing in the session view, and then launching everything on the little APC 64 right here. So in Ableton, you see all the colored clips there. Those are all MIDI parts. Each color coincides with a different piece of kit here, and from top to bottom, it's the beginning of a track, the next part of the track, the next part of the track sequentially. Um, so basically, I don't even have to look at Ableton once I get going. It's all on here, it's all in there. I'm fucking really stoned, guys. This is a lot of talking. I'm kind of forgetting what the point was. What was I gonna say next? Oh, this is my little guy. Yeah, he turn him on. Whee! DJ Ducky in the house. My buddy rolling a fatty, holding it for me, waiting for when I get done. Yeah, so I remember what I was gonna say now. Uh, fucking, so I'm launching clips out of Ableton. Each clip is going to a different piece of equipment here. The audio's coming right back into Ableton, and I'm tracking all the audio in there. Um, but what I keep highlighted in Ableton is what is on the grid, and so yeah, it works pretty well for me. Because like I said, I don't have to fuck around in Ableton, and my ADD is way too much to be fucking around in Ableton. Yeah. The only piece of non-synthesizer here is the MPC, or I'm sorry, MPD 32. Use this guy a lot for chopping up vocals and stuff and playing around vocals. Really fun to get finger drumming with the vocals. I like to take vocals a lot of time and chop them up and make the little bits like kind of percussive in a way, and then add those bits back in with the synthesizers over here. So that guy's really fun. I do actually play around with some finger drumming, like actual finger drum kits on there and stuff, but I'm still working on my timing there. I'm a little much of a stoner and I lose my time. The SEO2 I got here, this guy has become my base station. Oops, shaking like a leaf on a tree. This guy's become my base station, so it puts out gnarly bass lines. Almost no matter what pattern I throw at it, tweak a knob or two, play with the filter a little bit, and the contour and such, the ADSR, and this thing will scream. Super wicked sub bass lines come out of it too. I mean, I ain't even calling it the SEO2 anymore. It's just my bass machine. Obviously the TB3, I'm doing a lot of like acid line shit with that. It's really fun on the TB3 because you, of course, could play with your filters and blah 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 like everybody does. But I really like the Era kit's scatter functions. They add some really cool flares, and I find if I'm about to segue out of one part of a track into another part of the track, and I got this a pattern playing on the TB3, and I'm just about to drop out of this section of the track, I can kind of end where I'm at just with a quick little doo 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 doo, and then boom, drop into the next part of the track. It's cool for like transitions and stuff. Everybody knows the TR8. Doing a lot of 808 and 909 mixtures in here. Created a lot of my own kits. Haven't really expanded it. Gonna be looking into some of the other packs that they sell that you can load up into it and stuff. Just haven't really dug into that much. This guy, the scatter is obviously fun, but I always fuck the timing up on it. So I'm scared to play with the scatter most times. But what is really cool on this is playing around with the delay that's built in and the step effect. That probably sounds stupid, but the step effect thing it does. That's super cool to cut the delay in and out and just add little funkiness to the drums, I guess you would say. Yeah. And then I got my baby, the Peak. Oh man, this synth has fucking been amazing. One of no regrets on this guy. Uh, can do any sound in the world you can think of. Literally any sound in the world you can think of. Been really using it for kind of like leads and chords and even sometimes effects that kind of bounce back and forth out of like a chord pattern and then more effecty, it loses its musical, musicality a little bit and just becomes kind of noise. Fun thing to play around on this one is of course the ADSR. You can cut that release way up and make it scream at you. Got a really great filter. Cut that resonance up, blah blah blah, pull the filter back. Man, this thing gives me a hard on every fucking time I lay hands on it. Been really trying to find more like performance parameters with all of these synths and pieces of kit. So like for instance with this one, mentioning playing around with the ADSR and changing the filter and stuff, but also the delay on this one's really cool. The reverb's really cool, and the ARP on this guy is sick. And if you do the ARP in like a really kind of rhythmic way, it adds really interesting variations to whatever you're playing through the Peak. If you don't have a Peak, go get a Peak. I am now officially a Peak salesman. So I get commission. No, I'm just kidding. I wish, but I'm just kidding. But yeah. Yeah, so anyways, all of this setup here, it's real humble. One day I plan to have a little modular over here, thinking of the Tur Mini Brute with the rack, the little rack that goes on the back of it. That would be sick. Add a little modular into it. I really like this setup because it keeps me, out of the box and hands-on with, like I said, limited parameters. Yeah, and if you have too much, sometimes you get down a rabbit hole. But yeah, so other than that, down here, you got the classic mess of wires back there. Recently, I got a puppy, and all of this has become very problematic. Very fucking problematic. So I got to figure out something to keep the puppy from chewing on those. I got the Behringer Euphoria interface there, rack mount. Shit ton of ins and outs on that, so that's been a game changer since I got that. Obviously up here we got the loophole of screens. Whoa, 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 shit. And over here we got Ableton right now, but you also have, oh shit, there I am, blabbing on. Check it out. There's Mark. Mark, hi. Look, everybody in the comments. Yes, everybody in the comments. I love you people. Richard, Phil Minotti, Dallas House Music, Mystic Frequencies. Please, Mystic Frequencies, will you adopt me? Please adopt me. I am a very good house pet. Synthetic, I love y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, and then there's the cage. That's where I go when I'm a bad boy. I go into the cage. We won't talk about the cage right now, but yeah, so that's everything. Say goodbye, Biebers. Bieber with the Biebs. That's everything. Again, I hope everything sounded good and looked halfway decent, and I hope I didn't bore you too much. Yeah, I can't tell how this sounds until the end, but hopefully it's cool. So I don't know. I think I run out of things to say, but I love you guys. Clown Army love, always. Peace.